All right, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about how you can rewire your anxiety and become a calmer person using the power of hypnotherapy. My name is Gianna Badot. I'm a coach, certified hypnotherapist, meditation teacher, and guide. And if you'd love deeper support beyond this episode, make sure that you grab access to the Rewired app linked in the notes below. There's over 50 subconscious activations, meditations, and self-hypnosis audio recordings to help you stress a lot less and achieve a lot more every single day, tapping into your subconscious for as little as 5 minutes a day. There are audio recordings, again, from as little as 5 minutes to 30 minutes. So there is an audio recording for you, no matter how much time you have or what you need to work on that specific day. All right, let's dive in. So how can you rewire your anxiety? How can you shift from the identity of an anxious person into the identity of a calm, grounded person? So first and foremost, anxiety on a low scale is normal. It's normal to have a little butterflies in your stomach or feel anxious from time to time when you're taking a big leap or you have something new going on. It's very normal to feel a low level of anxiety. But when you feel anxiety all of the time, a constant stream of anxious thoughts, almost 24/7, or for the majority of your day, to the point where you are maybe even sometimes feeling anxious about everything going on around you, that is a chronic high-level state of anxiety. And when you're in that state, your body is likely in a state of fight or flight, which means you are living from a fear-based mindset and your nervous system is totally wrecked, totally out of whack, totally stressed 24/7. So what's likely happening is you have, again, this endless stream of thoughts, fear-based thoughts that are constantly moving through your mind. And you may feel this anxiety on a very mental level where you're constantly thinking the anxious thoughts and you feel it in your brain 24/7. But you also may feel anxiety on a very deep visceral level, which means you feel anxiety in your body and you have physical symptoms with your anxiety. Now, this may mean you're having digestive issues. It may mean that you have things going on with your hair, your skin, your nails. This can range from a really broad spectrum to really unique situations when it comes to how the body can react. Really, there are no limits to how your body can react to anxiety, but the body does always react. Your mind and body are interlinked. So if your mind is anxious, then it's likely that anxiety has leaked into your physical body, which again may come up as skin reaction, digestive issues. It may even show up as physical pain or inflammation in your body. Now, if you have some unknown condition that you're not quite sure where it came from or why it exists, checking your mental health is often a very important step that you take to rule out, hey, am I highly stressed out right now? Because stress is what causes almost every physical ailment in your body. And if it doesn't cause it, it can definitely make it worse if you already have something going on. Stress is going to make anything you already have going on a lot worse. So let's talk about how you can rewire your anxiety. Now, the reason why anxiety is so hard to break is because it is a subconscious pattern, which means it is a learned behavior. It is a pattern, a habit that you have learned. You have learned to operate from an anxious mindset. You have learned to operate with these anxious thought patterns. And this anxious thought pattern has happened so many times that it has become your habitual state of being. It is unconsciously the way you operate without even trying. It's the way you operate without even realizing it. You are constantly anxious. You may not even realize that you are anxious, but your body realizes it. You feel the physical symptoms and you have things going on that you can't explain. You have anxiety going on in your life. So how do you rewire it? Now, because anxiety is subconscious, which means it is, again, operating unconsciously under the surface level of your mind. One of the only ways to heal your anxiety is by rewiring it using hypnotherapy, because the anxious thoughts that you have are deeply ingrained in your subconscious. So you can't just tell yourself, hey, I want to stop being anxious and I want to think better thoughts, and think that that's actually going to work for you. It's great to have a new intention. It's great to have a goal that you want to be less anxious. But until you rewire this anxiety, until you rewire this anxious identity that you have created, cultivated, and taken on over the years, then that identity, that anxious identity, is going to stick with you, is going to operate, is going to run the show of your life, of your business, in your relationships with your children, your spouse, every area of your life. This anxiety is going to lead the dance and run the show. And to take control of your life and become calmer and become more grounded, you have to take charge of your subconscious. Because somewhere along the journey of your life, you learned that it was safe for you to be anxious. Something happened in your life where you saw an adult figure in your life growing up lead with anxiety. Something traumatic may have even happened to you, where you learned that anxiety is the way you need to be. Anxiety is the way that you learned. Being anxious is the way that you need to be in the world. Somewhere along the journey of your life, you learned that being anxious was the way that you need to operate in the world, because if you're anxious, you're always on guard and you can catch bad things from happening. And if you stay anxious, you can protect yourself. You learned that that is how you survive. You learned that that is the best way to operate in the world. Now, again, that could have been a traumatic experience that you went through, or it may even be programming that you received from the adult figures in your life growing up, your parents, whatever the case may be. Somewhere along the journey of your life, you gained this anxious identity that made you believe that it's safer for you to be anxious. Because when you're anxious, you're able to protect yourself. When you're anxious, you can maybe prevent bad things from happening. Now, on a conscious level, you know that's not true. You know that no matter how anxious you are still not going to be able to prevent something going wrong or something bad happening around you. Life is going to happen. Life is going to life. And it doesn't matter how anxious you are or how calm you are, things are still going to come up and hit you in life. Now, is it better for you to be anxious when shit hits the fan? Or is it better for you to move through your life feeling calm and grounded? That way, when something goes wrong, and I know that you know the answer to that. The answer is it's better for you to be calm and grounded, because if something goes wrong, you're going to be able to handle it with a level of grace and calm, versus if you're anxious 24/7, if something goes wrong, your nervous system is going to go in full-on panic mode. You may even start having panic attacks. Shit is going to hit the fan inside your mind and body. You are going to be at a total meltdown, a total burnout, a total exhaustion, and you will not be able to handle the situation. That situation is going to wreak havoc on your body and mind. So the best thing for you to do is rewire the belief system that is operating in your subconscious that tells you anxiety is the way you protect yourself. Because in fact, anxiety is not protecting you. And on a conscious level, again, you already know that. But you can't shift it, you can't change it no matter what you've done or what you've tried, because it's deeply ingrained in you. Now, you may have, again, tried many things throughout your life to support your anxiety, to feel less anxious. And no matter what you do, you still find yourself in this loop of anxiety, in this loop of anxious thoughts, in this loop of deep stress on your body. And the reason why that is because, again, you're trying to make change on a conscious level. You're trying to heal your anxiety on a conscious level, when the only way to actually heal the pattern of anxiety is on a subconscious level. It is rewiring your identity from an anxious identity into a calm identity. And this rewiring needs to happen at the subconscious level. So one of the best ways to do this is hypnotherapy. Now, why is hypnotherapy so effective for rewiring anxiety? Because hypnotherapy is one of the only healing tools that will actually allow you to tap into your subconscious. Hypnotherapy is a bridge into your subconscious mind so that you can understand the programming in your subconscious mind and you can rewire the programming in your subconscious mind. Hypnotherapy is not a sleep state. It's not a blackout state. It is simply a state of relaxation where you can close your eyes and you can take a guided journey through the deeper parts of you and understand, okay, hey, that's why I'm anxious. That experience is actually what caused me to be anxious. That programming from my mom or dad is what actually caused me to be anxious. Getting to the root of why you are so anxious. Getting to the root of where along your life's journey you learned that anxiety was safe, that it was safer to be anxious because you're protected if you're anxious. Now, again, it's not safer to be anxious. In fact, operating from a fear-based mindset is going to lead you into dark spaces in your life. It is going to lead you down the wrong paths of your life. When you lead with fear, almost nothing is going to go right for you. When you lead with intuition, with trust, with calm, that is when you're actually going to be able to lead yourself through your life, through your relationships, through your work with a level of awareness that will allow you to make the best and highest decisions for yourself, that will actually take you to the levels of success that you want to reach. And most importantly, to feel good in your body, to feel calm in your mind so that you can actually enjoy your life. Because when you're anxious 24/7, you're not actually enjoying life. You are living in fear 24/7. And so hypnotherapy is this beautiful form of therapy that doesn't involve you having your eyes open and having a conversation and talking about your feelings like traditional therapy, which again, traditional therapy does have its place in supporting anxiety. But hypnotherapy actually supports you in rewiring your identity from an anxious person to a calm, grounded person, helping your subconscious mind to believe and know and trust that it is safe for you to be calm. It is safe for you to be grounded. And it is safe for you to show up in the world as a calm, grounded person. That you don't need to live on edge anymore. That you can trust life, that you can trust yourself, that you can trust people around you. That whatever comes your way, you're going to be able to handle it. You don't need to be anxious about it because again, whatever comes your way, when you're grounded, when you're calm, you're going to be able to handle it better. So rewiring your subconscious using hypnotherapy is extremely effective because you are operating from your subconscious mind 95% of the time. That's right, 95% of the time you're operating from an unconscious state. So that's why it's very hard for you to make change in a conscious level because only 5% of the time are you actually operating from a conscious state where you are consciously making decisions for yourself, whereas 95% of the time you are speaking, acting, and moving through your life unconsciously. You are moving on autopilot based on the programming in your subconscious mind. So if your programming is anxious programming, that means you are moving through your life with anxious programming, speaking anxiously, acting anxiously, making decisions anxiously from an anxious place 95% of the time. And so to rewire this, you have to access the programming in your subconscious mind. You need to talk to the subconscious and tell your subconscious it's safe for you to trust life. It is safe for you to be calm. You're worthy of feeling calm. You're worthy of feeling grounded. It's rooting these new belief systems into the subconscious, into the computer of your mind so that you can operate from this new operating system. Because right now you have an anxious operating system. So we need to rewire your operating system so that you can have a calm, grounded operating system. And there is no work on a conscious level that you can do that will actually help you break this cycle. You have to rewire it on the subconscious level. That's why you may find that you do some work on your anxiety, you feel a little bit better, but then it comes right back. Then you find yourself in this anxious zone all over again, over and over again. And it's because you haven't healed it and rewired it at the subconscious level. So that anxious response still is hardwired into your computer system, into the software of your mind. And so that's how you operate. That is your identity. So hypnotherapy not only supports you in gaining awareness around what is on the computer system of your mind, what is your programming, but it gives you this rare opportunity to actually reprogram it, to insert new programming by speaking to your subconscious mind in a very specific way, inserting the new programming that reflects the identity of a calm person. So like, how is this done? It's done by getting yourself into a deeply relaxed state, a state of deep relaxation. Again, it's not a sleep state. It's a beautiful state, again, of deep relaxation, like light daydreaming. You're aware, you're awake, you're a part of the process. In fact, you are more awake than ever before because you are more aware of yourself than ever before. It gives you this, again, very rare opportunity to see yourself more clearly. And as a hypnotherapist, what I do with my clients is I guide my clients into this state of deep relaxation. They have their eyes closed, they're relaxed. They may sit up, they may lay down. It's really whatever feels best for my clients. They have their eyes closed, they're relaxed. And I guide them through this process of progressive relaxation where they find themselves, where they're able to become more aware of themselves, to see themselves more clearly, to understand, okay, there's that wisdom, there's that truth, there's that programming, there's that memory. This is why I am the way I am. And I was not able to see myself this clear when I was in my conscious waking state. So this is a process of awakening. And through this awakening, you're able to see yourself more clearly. And when we see the programming that's been driving and ruling and controlling our life, we're able to rewire it. We're able to, again, talk very specifically to the subconscious and say, I understand why you feel that way, but this is what I want to believe instead. This is my new identity. This is what's actually safe for us. So it's having this beautiful relationship with the deeper part of you and rewiring it. So hypnotherapy is simply a guided journey into yourself so that you can become more aware of the programming that is driving and ruling your life and rewire it, inserting new programming that actually reflects the version of yourself that you want to show up as, that you want to operate from in your day-to-day reality. And hypnotherapy, again, it's a guided journey. As a hypnotherapist, I am guiding my clients through the process, but they are doing the work. They are the healers. You are becoming your own healer throughout this journey. So as a hypnotherapist, I am simply holding my client's hand and taking them on this journey through themselves and supporting them and speaking directly to their subconscious to insert that new programming that I know my clients would like to have in their subconscious. This is deep healing work. It's rewiring the old tapes. It's inserting new tapes. It is taking charge of your reality, taking charge of your mind, taking charge of your anxiety. And you can do this again through the power of hypnotherapy. It's an incredible healing tool. More and more people are learning about it and utilizing it. It is absolutely game-changing. And if you want to learn more about how you can work with me one-on-one or have a conversation about what that could look like, you can apply to work with me one-on-one in the notes below. And also, if you'd like to get started simply tapping into your subconscious, I highly recommend you do grab access to the Rewired meditation recordings. There are many recordings on there to support your anxiety, but tapping into your subconscious every day is going to be such a beautiful way to take your power back over yourself, over your life, over your mind. And when you have power over your mind, you have power over everything else around you. And so by listening to Rewired audio every single day, you're taking the power back over your mind. You are becoming a deliberate creator of your reality by becoming a deliberate creator of your subconscious mind. So you can also grab access to Rewired linked in the notes below as well. And I invite you to begin this healing journey. You don't need to operate from an anxious state. In fact, you deserve better. You're worthy of being calm. You deserve to move through your life feeling calm, feeling grounded, instead of this endless loop of anxious thoughts that is controlling you. And this is your time to begin. So if you're ready to start your healing journey and rewire your anxiety, make sure you get started using the tools that are linked below. And if you love this episode, make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode along this incredible journey. And I'll see you next time.